Right, very good morning, everyone. How are you? If you're looking at the thumbnail to this, yes, I've jumped on the bandwagon and I'm slating Margaret Ferrier or Ferrier, however you want to call it. It makes no odds to me. She's an idiot, absolute idiot. And for those who don't know the situation out there, and I'm not going to be looking at the camera right now. In fact, I'm going to dim the screen a bit and try and keep this as legal as I can on the road. Right, that's better. Um, what she done is last Thursday started showing symptoms of COVID-19. She then took a test, and then by Monday, I believe, if I'm getting everything correct, and I could be wrong on a few details, so feel free to correct me. By Monday, she then felt better. Right, after receiving a positive test. Right, so let me get this right. Excuse me. I'm so worked up over this. If you think Dominic Cummings was bad, this is how bad this woman gets. If you haven't watched any news, wait for it. So Thursday she starts showing tests. Oh my God. Thursday she shows symptoms. She takes a test. All right. She should have isolated. The second you show symptoms, you isolate. You don't go out. You don't take risks. But she made her way to Westminster while she should have been isolating because she was showing symptoms. All right. She tests positive while she's in Westminster, I believe. And because she felt better, then decided to get a train all the way back to Scotland while testing positive. Why is it that politicians, and it is politicians, seem to think they are above the law? Dominic Cummings. You've got this silly bitch, Margaret Ferrier or Ferrier, whatever you want to call her, I don't give a right? You've got Jeremy Corbyn, literally didn't care. You've got Stan Johnson, Boris Johnson's dear old dad. And I guarantee there's others out there literally thinking they can do as they please because they are in a position of government. It doesn't work that way, boys and girls. You literally have one rule of law in this country. Everyone must obey the law, whether you like it or not. And ignorance of the law is not an excuse. Saying I didn't know is no excuse. Seriously, there's no excuse. I've got, and the thing is, I hope she gets the sack, she gets arrested, gets thrown in jail for attempted manslaughter or no, attempted murder. That's what it is basically. If you go out knowing that you've got a positive test, you know you're going to possibly give it to someone. That person could get it and die. But you know this, so that's, as far as I'm concerned, you literally going out and you don't care about killing someone. You've thought about it. That's murder if someone dies because they got it from you. So I think personally they should literally throw the book at this silly bitch, along with everyone else who's decided to flout rules. Jeremy Corbyn goes to a dinner party with 8 people. Now, do you know what? This rule of 6 thing, I know it makes no sense. So you can go to someone's house, right, as long as there's no more than 6 of you there. Kids may or may not be included depending on their age. So a rule of 6, but you're allowed to go to a packed pub up until 10 o'clock. No, makes no sense. But the rules are still there nonetheless. But because he's Jeremy Corbyn, thinks it's okay, he doesn't have to follow those rules. Isn't it? Isn't it? But no. And while I'm on the subject of COVIDiots, because let's face it, she is a COVIDiot, clearly thinking that she's either above the law or invulnerable. You know, is she Captain Scarlet, indestructible? No, she's not Captain Scarlet. She's a twat, is what she is. But while we're on the subject of COVIDiot twats, Donald Trump has tested positive along with Melania Trump, who, let's face it, is only with him for the money. I mean, there's nothing attractive about the bloke, is there? You know, she's literally with him for the money, right? So they've both tested positive for COVID-19. All right, this is how it plays out. Listen to this. I've tested positive for COVID-19. I'm going to make America great again by not wearing a mask. Who wears a mask? I see this guy. He wears the biggest mask I've ever seen, and he did nothing in 47 years. And I don't want to wear a mask. But the thing I take every day. I take it. I take hydroxychloroquine. I take all these different amazing things. All the drugs they can give me, I take them. I take all the drugs because it's okay. COVID's not gonna get me because I'm the president of the United States and I'm Donald Trump and yeah. So because this idiot has literally played down how serious COVID-19 is, and he didn't wear a mask. And let me make this perfectly clear: wearing a mask isn't to protect you from other people; it's to protect other people from you. So if everyone makes a collective effort and wears a mask, that makes it better for everybody, doesn't it? But no, you got mask deniers, you got COVID deniers after you. You're not even go. God damn it. You know, so you got all these idiots out there that are playing down how severe COVID-19 is. You've got idiots out there that I know, and do you know what? There's someone I'm speaking about specifically, and I hope he listens to this. He's a damn good friend of mine, and he's an idiot. Playing down the severity of COVID-19, saying that it's no worse than the flu and that there's more people dying from flu every year. And I'm not going to say his name, but he knows who he is, and he knows he's pissing me off with it. COVID-19 is not the flu. It is a type of flu. Big difference. They are part of the same family. They are both types of coronavirus. You see, COVID-19 is a severe and new form of coronavirus. So to say that COVID-19 is the flu is wrong. The flu takes at least 3 days to materialize in symptoms from once you get it. The flu has been around for a very long time and is treatable, immensely treatable. In fact, most people that have the flu get over it because there's a less than 1% death rate when it comes to the flu. There is a flu jab every year, and the reason why it changes every year is because the flu mutates every year. But they make different jabs because they are aware of the different mutation types. So flu has been invested in. COVID-19, on the other hand, let me make this perfectly clear, has a over 3% death rate. You see, that's a lot. That's a lot more than 1% or below 1%, isn't it? It takes over 2 weeks or just about for symptoms to come out. So you could literally have it and be spreading it to every Tom, Dick, and Harry who could have spread it to you for 2 weeks before you even show signs of a cough. Fuck off of a cough. Yeah? You see, COVID-19 will, in bad cases, render you to the point where you cannot breathe. You need a ventilator. It is bad. It is killing people. The flu, and yes, it can be bad, especially in different age groups. The flu is not COVID-19. And in both cases, you shouldn't be mingling with people if you know you are ill. If my missus gets the flu, there's a good chance I will get the flu. Yeah? The second I have a cough, better believe I ain't going anywhere near people, even before COVID-19. Because if that would mean if I have the flu and I went to work knowing I've got the flu, people would say, oh, it's only the flu, get over it. Nah, if you have the flu and you go and drive a bus, you're then passing on that disease to literally hundreds of other people. Whether you feel like you can work or not, you're contaminating that bus and every single driver and every single passenger that gets in it. That to me is common sense to stay at home and recover. But no. So what we now have is a nation full of people that want to follow the rules, that find it difficult. Yeah. And the people that don't want to follow the rules are never going to follow the rules now, because you've got idiots like Margaret Ferrier, who thinks it's okay to do as she damn well pleases, along with, I'm going to say, a majority of the rest of Westminster who think they can do as they please because they're untouchable. Well, you're not untouchable. You're all a bunch of see you next Tuesdays. I've said it time and time again. I should be the one to run this country. I should be the one to run this country. At this point in time, I would see it not more as of a prime ministerial role, more of a dictatorship. If I was to run this country, it would be very unpleasant for a very short space of time. But once I've ironed out the creases, it would be very, very nice to live in this country if I'd run it. Yes, I would. Yeah, there you go. And as for curfew, I think curfew is a wonderful idea as long as it was brought in when lockdown first started. And the only people that should have been out and about were people using public transport who were key workers going to and from work, or people going to help vulnerable family members or whoever, or if you're doing your once weekly or bi-week or once every 2 weeks shop and you've got good reason for going out, you know, that to me would have been okay. But no, they decided to put a curfew in on pubs and hospitality venues for 10 o'clock, which means everyone's going to be piling into the pub, right? And he ain't going to get through that, is he? No, he's not. Yeah, and everyone's going to be piling out of the pub at 10 o'clock, strewn in the streets. Yeah. It just makes you laugh, doesn't it? So there you go. And the thing is, you can watch all my videos back over the last 6 months or more and have a look at all the different rules and regulations I would have put in, and have a look at the date and timestamp on them. And the majority of things that have happened and come in now are things that I said should have happened back then. So again, who do you think should run the country? The Muppets that are in government now, Keir Starmer and his cohorts, or me, or me. I mean, it's not a difficult situation. You've got Conservatives. Are we back? I think we're back. I do apologise for that. So as I was trying to say, who would you either have run the country? Bojo Johnson or Bozo Johnson, right? Sir Keir Starmer, who has a dirty past, and this make no mistake about that, he is not a very nice person when it comes to mingling with certain people who have broken the law, right? Or would you rather have me run the country? I tell you what, I'd do it for cheap. I would. Whatever they're getting per annum, I'll take 3/4 of that. Or 2/3 of it. That's still more than I'm getting now. I could live on that quite comfortably. You see, everyone who I work with in cabinet would be of a lesser pay grade, but a lot more educated in life, because they would have ended up working as real people in real jobs, so they know what it's like living in real life without having a silver spoon in your mouth. You see, sense party is what I'd call it. Chris's sense party. It's not a difficult thing to understand, is it? So there we go. And by the way, I am going to throw this out there, and it's going to offend a few people, but listen to what I'm saying very carefully. I'm aware that it's Black History Month, and some of you right now are going to turn it off and go, oh, he's being racist. No, I'm not. I think Black History Month is a good thing, by the way. However, I think it's a bit of an insult, Black History Month, because how can you compress hundreds of years of Black history into a month? I think Black history should be taught all year round as a part of actual history, you see, and not just compress it into a really patronizing month of everything has to be orientated towards African history, Caribbean history, the slave trade, all of it compacted down into 1 month. I find it very insulting. Black history shouldn't be compressed into a month. It should be taught throughout the year in all schools, through every age group. It shouldn't be Black History Month. Black history is part of all history and it needs to be taught correctly. So I just wanted to throw that out there. You see, I think bringing awareness to Black history is a good thing, but making it a really patronising month, I think, is a bit out of order. It should be taught all year round and taught correctly, so everyone can know exactly how bad it was and how oppressed Black people were and still are. By the way, it's not fair. So I think Black History Month, as wonderful as it is, I think it's a bit patronising. But that's just my opinion. Please leave a comment down below if you think I'm wrong on that. And anyway, I am gonna go now because I'm getting myself more and more worked up. I'm going home. I've taken the boy to school. It is Friday, so go crazy with your money on Amazon. See you later. Love you lots. Mwah.